Hi, this video is about what are you going to learn from corrective approach for weight training. Corrective approach for weight training is the third workshop in entire CFR program. So CFR program has 6 different workshops. On level 1, this is the last workshop. So when you say weight training or resistance training or strength training, all this word is going to mention the same meaning only. That's about weight. So when in between the entire conversation, if I mention resistance training, weight training, all the same. So don't get confused about different technical terms. What's the goal of weight training? So the ultimate goal of weight training is to create a positive stimuli in your skeletal muscle to improve your strength, endurance, and hypertrophy. So how are you going to do this? If inappropriate form of exercise, what it is driving to, most of the people once they start any form of weight training exercise, they get into injuries. So what's the primary reason for that? People don't understand the individual biomechanics and the posture behind the form of exercise. That's the number one mistake. So in this video, I'm going to explain only 3 important concepts that we are going to detail in our entire workshop. Number 1, form of exercise. Number 2 is how to go for a right choice of exercise to get various muscle. Number 3 is about training intensity and what is the ideal training intensity you need to work out. So let's look at the form of exercise. Form of exercise varies based on individual biomechanics. So it's pretty tough to learn the form of exercise of all dumbbell, barbell and exercise. If you have a basic understanding towards your joint action and your prime moves. What's joint action? Your flexion, extension, adduction, abduction, rotation, all this belongs to joint action. Your prime moves is your squatting, bending, lunging, pushing, pulling and twisting belongs to prime moves. So if you classify the entire exercise, that will fall into any of your joint action or prime moves. That's it. So if you understand that, that is good enough. It's very, very simple. After that, you don't want to worry about the form of exercise. For example, let's look at the deadlift. The form of exercise, if I'm a tall person, I can easily grab the bar this way. When I lift up, you're able to see that my back is in a firm, flat position. But is this the right form of exercise for everybody? No, that's not possible. So I'm going to explain that how with one of my friend of mine, Sukumar. Please come into that. So I'm 6 foot up. You're able to see the length of my arm. It is approximately half a foot longer than my arm. So can I ask Sukumar to maintain the same flat back position to do deadlift? Can you initiate on that first position? Can you please narrow down your stance a little bit closer? Yeah. If you look at this position, you are able to see too much of strain on the initial part of that. How to avoid it? So I can't recommend this form of exercise that suits for my height and for my biomechanical advantage. So it's very simple to tweak the exercise by adding another 2-inch plate by increasing the ground height, lifting height. So now he is able to comfortably grab the deadlift. So what's the form of exercise here? Is it this or that? So that's the basic idea you're going to get out of for various weight training exercise. Number 1. Number 2 is, if you understand the form of exercise, it's pretty easy for you to go for a right choice of exercise. It's not mandatory. You need to do a whole big list of exercise to stimulate one particular muscle. For example, pectoral. most of the gyms, they work 6 to 7 different exercises for pecs. That's not required. If you know what's the ideal form of exercise, which exercise, on what exercise you get what kind of stimuli. Some exercises were called mid-range, some exercises were called stretch range, some exercises are called as contracted range based on position of flexion principle. So if you apply that, just 3 exercises is good enough for a bigger muscle group, 2 exercises is good enough for a smaller muscle group. Next thing is, very key important point is, most of the people, once they do an exercise program in a regular basis, they don't get any kind of results. That's because of lagging on training intensity. How to tweak the training intensity? By making variation in your sets, reps, weights, lifting weights, tempo, that is your pace, how fast you need to lift, how fast you need to slow down the repetition. So you have lots of queries on this. So come and join with us on this Feb 1st and 2nd. You get answers for all your weight training related queries. Thanks for watching.